sudden unconsciousness, only to converge in the gym upon awakening. Fabulously peculiar. Forgive me if I suggest this to be less than ideal, but to spend the rest of our natural lives confined in a place like this. So if I understand this correctly, to make it out of this place were to kill.
Oh, hey, there's the man of the...
I doubt any of us would kill in front of witnesses. That is to say, under present circumstances, safety in numbers would seem to hold... No, some useful information was gleaned from our joint effort. And that we'll be here for a while. Adapt, I suppose.
What?
These aren't such bad arrangements. In the game of survival, neither the strongest nor smartest have the advantage, but rather those most willing and able to adapt. The most pliable. You will note in the rules a designated curfew. Absurd. At night, we all stay in our rooms. Simple as that. Think about it, my dears. Given this predicament, the dark hours will be especially hard on our nerves as it is. The tiniest sound will persuade us of foulness afoot. Now, needless to say, this restriction must be self-imposed. Its only means of enforcement will be peer...
You might say they Marge.
Sure, that'll work like a charm. Do you ever listen to yourself?
Look, whoever it is, I won't judge. In other words, to go free, we must commit the perfect crime.
Good.
At the very least, we can rule out Inoshima as a suspect in Mizuno's death.
I propose that we move forward with the investigation. Not to sound unduly harsh, but mourning for lives lost can only hamper chances of safety.
Harsh.
The girl was warned, not least of all by me. Those who cannot adapt are quickly swept away on the tide of their own obsolescence. In short, good riddance. Ah, this could prove useful. Apparently the room she was found in wasn't her own. I see. In other words, no one stands to gain anything from opting to team up. Where would they get the idea the door was locked? Were they not aware that the two had switched rooms? And why be there if they didn't? No need to throw our hands in the air, Yasuhiro. The devil is in the details. I urge you all to focus.
Now that I think about it...
Yes, but the note clearly says to come to her room. So there we have it then, don't we? She wasn't in her room. And in this scenario, the prize is life itself, but only for one of it. I would expect no less from the heir to an elite conglomerate like the Togami Corporation. The world must look different to you.
Yeah.
What happens if we borrow a notebook from a boy and try to use it?
The milk tea was not to your liking, I assume?
Serving me this swill was a culinary slap in the face. Henceforth, my royal milk tea will be simmered in milk and not just slopped into a cup.
That's a lot of work.
Don't make it again, you corpulent bootlicker! I last saw Fujisaki back in the storage area, given the bloodstains we found on the carpet. I think it's safe to assume the crime was committed right there in the girls' locker room. To wit, we have an incredibly violent serial killer within our ranks.
Indeed.
You were privy to Fukawa's secret and hoped to pin your crime to her other persona. How, pray...
Why?
So the lure of escape wasn't enough. The mastermind will pull whatever strings he can to pit us against each other. It was rather odd. Whoever it was went to great lengths to hide their face, and struck me with that. Yamada's in grave danger. The person who did this to me kidnapped him. They hung a left. I saw them as I was blacking out. Being cute, trust me.
Is that a camera?
It's all right, I wasn't injured. I saw Justice Robo make a dash for the physics lab. Yes, I think that's the best course of action. Here, let's get you to the ladies' room, shall we? Naegi, please, find the others and tell them Yamada's dead.
Celestia!
It's so ghoulish. We're going to die. Picked off one by one till there's no one. Exactly like they were. What are you talking about? I believe we'd all appreciate it if the pair of you could rein in your callousness just a smidge. Granted, this has all the benchmarks of an open and shut case. However, I still think a thorough investigation is called for. However he got there, it's a good thing we found him alive. First-rate detective work, Kiri. Not only does he lack a credible alibi for murder and/or body snatching, he was caught—
Judge?
Order, please. Much though it pains me to say so, further evidence— highly suggestive items were found in your room. Together, these parts and blueprints speak for themselves. The soothsayer is without a doubt our murderer.
Elf.
You have something to share. You both raise a fine point, with photographic evidence. If Hagakure is innocent, we've but one other choice. The only person who lacks an alibi for the time of the murders. And I'm afraid that's you, Kirigiri. You must be the perpetrator.
Theory.
The timing of the corpse announcement for each other. So Monokuma cut corners by making nothing on either body indicated movement. Nor is Yamada a good enough actor to have played By all means, what detail have I missed? All right, then which hammer had the honor of dealing the fatal blow to Yamada?
Where?
We're dealing with a formidable strategist. Something tells me they dotted every I.
Then maybe it's not Hagakure. So let's not forget she without an alibi. Well, let me think. What was it? I believe something like we'll be picked off one by one. Exactly like they were, if my memory serves. Is that what you meant? Speaking of things set in a panic, try to think clearly, Naegi darling. What about this photo? Whatever did I do to make you want to paint me as the villain in all this?
Because even for a feeble-minded jackass, you couldn't be more sorely mistaken!
Are you deaf as you are thick?
Yamada invoked the killer's friggin' name as he drew his final breath!
Why must you make it so difficult?
Damn it! Yasuhiro Hagakure is the murderer! Shut up! You know nothing, you hear me? Nothing! How dare you accuse me of sharing a ludicrous name like Yasuhiro with that troll! I should throttle you! Gladly, but I expect you to give me your full undivided attention! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg! Unless you've got proof otherwise, you can crawl back into the reeking cesspool from whence you came!
You've lost. Dear, oh dear. That string of words takes me back. Haven't heard them in a while. Roll the dice, and like that it's over. What purpose would it serve to be a sore loser? The house does always have the advantage. If only the disgusting tub of lard would have kept his pie hole shut. A damn shame. Mark my words, this is the last time I'll put my... Oh yes, worked like a charm. I'm sorry, I took this in issue. No, that's not true. The fact is he raised a hand to me and I surrendered. We'll do it together. Give him everything he deserves. Stammer something to the effect of his having barely escaped with his life or what have you. If pressed for details, you could always feign amnesia. Love leaves one vulnerable to all sorts of foolishness, I suppose.
Thanks and all that
That
noise.
was false! You idiots don't know the first thing about desperate! I'd have mowed down all of you to get out of this Roman holiday!
You see, the grandest of dreams was within my reach. And the things I stooped to, everything but the shirt off my back was gambled away trying to make that dream a reality. Then Monokuma unveils his mountain of cash and all I could think was jackpot. So close I could almost taste it. Such a tragedy. Why must dreams tease us so merciless? Oh, I imagine deep down I'm absolutely paralyzed with fear, but there again you have my talent. I'm so good at deceiving everyone else, deceiving myself is child's play. In a previous life, best of luck, though I know it's hollow coming from me. Maybe dreams aren't so merciless, but no. Now is a cruel time for epiphanies. Farewell, everyone. In another life, perhaps we'll meet again.